What's up, Money Squad? It's your boy here, J Money. And today I just want to talk about how James Gunn had a pretty big interview a couple days ago talking about a lot of, I guess you could say, controversial stuff. And the main one is basically Superman being weak. How James Gunn said that he wanted a weaker Superman. And I just want to talk about my thoughts on it. There's people who hate it and there's people who love it. And honestly, I get if you hate it and I get if you love it. So I'm kind of looking more into the I like the idea aspect. But let's get into the idea of not liking it just for those people. I think I get it to a point where people want a strong Superman, a powerful Superman, a Superman who he could just be the only hero in the universe, and that's all you need because Superman is that powerful. People that just want a god version of Superman, like, look, I get it. There's Superman versions out there in the comics, games, even a movie about it. So I understand if that's the Superman you like, 100% get it. You know what I mean? Now, to where more that I stand, a Superman that's weaker, not necessarily a Superman that can just, like, you shoot him in the head and he dies. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just a weaker Superman that kind of, people like us can relate to more. You know what I mean? Someone that, like, if you make a Justice League, it's like, it makes more sense because instead, if you have a Superman that's really powerful, it's like, well, you don't really need a Justice League, you just need Superman. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. Someone who could basically, like, hey, I can't do this alone, I'm gonna need you, or man, this guy is tough to battle, but I'm still gonna win. I'm gonna get they're gonna get a couple punches in because with more of, I guess, a realistic outcome of a hero. You know what I mean? How they do fall down and they need to come back up and they need to just beat the villain. You know what I mean? Even though they do go through things to get there. You got a Superman that's really strong. It's like, well, I don't know if it's really that appealing, just an overpowered Superman. And me personally, that's someone that I did not like. I've never enjoyed Superman ever. I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I was never a fan. I always thought he was too powerful and it was just annoying. I just thought he was so powerful that I just couldn't stand him. But I don't know what it was, but just James Gunn coming out and making the Superman. And I read a couple comics that the Superman's kind of based off of. And dude, I'm like, this is the Superman. I like him saving these kids, just really being that nice guy in here and to use his powers for good, and him having more of that, I guess you could say, weaker side of him where you could kind of relate and feel for him in certain situations. And I just like that aspect that James Gunn is putting into this. But once again, if you don't like that, 100% agree. But tell me what you guys think about it in the comments below. Can't wait for this movie.